What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Thursday, NFL Talk with Jay. Jay Money, my guy LJ, A-Town's finest. See what I'm saying? LJ from Houston. What's up with you, LJ? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Everything good, brother. Just got off Thursday night football, cashed them 49ers. So great start to the week, brother. Great start.
I like it. I like it. Let's keep that going, man. And if you guys don't follow LJ on Twitter, man, make sure y'all follow him on Twitter. Was it LJ Sports Media or LJ
LJ
from
Sports Media. Yep.
LJ at LJ Sports Media on Twitter, man. I'm pretty sure he put that. You could have got a chance to get that Niners with him, man. But it's all business here on the show. If you're watching the show, we appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, hit the like button, leave some comments, all that good stuff. Let's try to get some cash, guys. Also, post your picks in the chat as well. It's all business. Straight to it. We're going to the streets of Minnesota here, LJ. 2-0-2 teams here. Been playing some kind of close games here. Vikings land one at the house versus the LA Chargers in this one, getting one on a roll. Total sitting at 54. Who do you think goes 0-3? Who do you think gets off the schneid this week, LJ?
I don't know, man. Any one of these teams can win this game, but I think the better bet is the over 54. I got over 54 and a half. I've already bet at minus 110. Both of these defenses give up a lot of points, but the Chargers are good in the first half. They're averaging 15 and a half in the first half. So if you're looking for the Chargers to jump out early, I would suggest you take them in the first half because in the second half, they tend to let these teams come back in the game and possibly lose a game like they did the Titans last week. So
Facts.
Minnesota, they don't run the ball. So you already know Kirk Cousins is going to be slinging the ball all over the field. So I definitely take the over 54 and a half, considering how both of these quarterbacks pass the ball. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored. And I'm also on a couple props. I'm on Kirk Cousins, over 288 passing yards, minus
Okay.
117. And I parlayed that with his over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 137 because he's had
Okay.
6 touchdowns in 2 games leading the
Right.
NFL. So I believe he will get at least 2 touchdowns on this Chargers defense that gives up a lot of yards on the passing. And as far as Justin Herbert, I'm going to take his pass attempts as well. The number's not out yet, but I will be looking at those pass attempts as well because they don't run the ball. Austin
Mhm.
Eckler's coming back, but he's been injured, so we don't know how effective he will be coming back to
Right.
the roster. So I'm going to trust Herbert still going to get his pass attempts up to around 37, 38, close to 40 in that range. But as far as the side, I couldn't come to a side. Like I said, both these teams are 0-2. Both of these teams could win. But let's just
Mhm.
take the safer bet over 54 and a half is what I got. But you got it at 54. So either one works.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely books that have it at 54, but not even it. It opened up at 51. 50. No, it opened up at 50, then started to get hit and no one. But yeah, it's basically 54 across the board there. So no matter where it's only, yeah, it's 54 and a half at Bet Online, and
Mm-hmm.
basically everywhere else is 54, man. So if you guys would like to tell LJ with that over, I mean, we know the Chargers, I mean, they can score points. They haven't been playing a ton of defense. Their game's been flying over a total. So definitely could see that over 1.5 touchdowns and the passing yards for Kirk Cousins and Elwin. Obviously, the home team here, both teams 0-2. This is a chance to try to turn your season around. You see what I'm saying? So there's really going to be an interesting game to see who goes 0-3 and who can finally get that win under their belt. It's a toss-up type of game, in my opinion. No real feel for me on this one. LJ liking the over, he liking Herbert pass attempts over, he liking Cousins over his 1.5 touchdowns and his passing yards
Passing
as
yards.
well, my guys. Yep, I like it. I like it. Let's get over here to the streets of Cleveland here, LJ. We got the Browns laying 3.5 at the house versus the Tennessee Titans in this one, getting 3.5 on the road. Low total sitting at 39.5. We saw the Browns just come off that Monday Night Football loss where I mean Watson was looking pretty bad there, man. He was looking pretty bad there, I must say, man. We know the defense gonna hold him up, but Steelers just got to him. He was making some bad decisions. What do you think the Browns do in this one? I'm seeing the sharps I know are taking the Titans plus the 3.5. And I'd also like to know what's up with the Browns. They had two cornerbacks that was hurt in that game. Need to see if they're playing this week. They could mean something,
Mm-hmm.
LJ.
Yeah, I only can look the Browns, man. Even though Nick Chubb is now out, they're rushing 202 yards, which is number one in the NFL. So I don't know how that number is going to change if it takes off maybe 50 yards a game. I don't know. I believe they signed Kareem Hunt. He knows the
Mm-hmm.
offense, so
Mm-hmm.
he should come into that, and be comfortable because he's played in that offense before. But the Titans, man, they're a good defensive team for stopping the run as well. So it's going to be a clash course of who can keep these offenses on the field. The Browns, like I said, plays per game 76, which is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Deshaun Watson's looking a little rusty, man, and it could have been just the Steelers' defense. We were,
Mm-hmm.
they have a relentless defense, so any
Right.
team would have trouble with T.J. Watt coming at you, every play. So we'll
That's
see
a
if that
fact.
was just that game because they took care of business versus the Bengals the first week. So let's just fall back to Titans. Offensive wise, I don't really trust them like that. You know what I'm saying? Tannehill, I'm not a big fan. D Hop, he's on the team. He may have a good game, as
He
far
been
as
ass.
yeah.
D Hop has been D
But
Hop has been. I like D Hop, but he been ass this
yeah,
year,
he been
man.
asked, but he's getting acclimated with his new team. So we have to give him some couple games to get his feet under it. But as far as the Browns, the defense has been holding the Browns for the most part. They're only allowing 14.5 points, which is number 2 in the NFL. They only gave up 1 offensive touchdown in 2 games. So the Browns defense is the catalyst for that team's success. And
Right.
Deshaun Watson can't turn the ball over. They have 8 turnovers in 2 games. That can't happen. And punts, they're number 3 in punts allowed with 6. So they're not staying on the field. So it just depends, man. I really don't have a feel on the side of this game, so I'm just going to let it go. But I am looking at a prop. I'm looking at the Titans field goal kicker, Nick Folk, over 1.5 field goals. He had 2
Okay.
in the first game. Both games he's had 2. So
Right.
I'm thinking he should get 2 field goals because the Cleveland Browns don't give up touchdowns. So the only way the
Facts.
Titans are going to score is field goals. So over 1.5 field goals for Nick Folk. But other than that, I don't have a side in this game.
That's actually a really good look because what do the Titans do? They can get down the field, but when it comes to scoring, it's hard for them to get into the red zone. You see what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to get into the end zone there. So that's a really good look there. That's why you see their offense been struggling. They want to kind of beat you up, make it a low scoring game. We see this with one of the lowest totals. This is the lowest total of week 3 as well, man. So
Yep.
that's actually a really good look there, LJ. Titans kicker Nick Folk over his 1.5 field goals there. I like that's actually a really sharp look there, LJ. That's real nice right there. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
over here to the streets of Jacksonville here, man. We got the Jaguars laying 8.5 points at the house versus the Houston Texans in this one, getting 8.5 on the road. Total sitting at 44 in this one, the LJ. Jaguars coming off that loss versus the Chiefs. I saw some quotes saying that the offense is pissed off there. So that lead me to believe that no matter what happens with the spread, which the sharps are all over the Texans here. This line was at 10. It's got bet down to 8.5. You see what I'm saying? It's been bet down to 8.5. It's an 8 at Bet Online, LJ, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
9 at DraftKings. So depending on what number you want. But the sharps are on the Texans plus the points. Jags offense. I know it was Calvin really said that the offense is pissed off after last game. That leads me to lean the team total over, LJ. How you looking at this game?
Yeah, I only can look Jags, but I'm not going to bet it just because it's a division game. It could go either way. Texans played much. They played the Jaguars the last 2 games pretty well. I think they won the first game last year on the road in Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. So, but we have a new quarterback, C.J. Stroud. So I don't know what to expect. He's still a rookie. He's still making mistakes. He doesn't get out the pocket very well when the rush is coming. So I'm just gonna have to lay off the side. Both these teams cannot run the ball. They're bottom 5 in yards per rush. So I only can look to pass and just Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
63% pass completion. So he's doing well for us that. But C.J. Stroud, he has to learn how to get rid of the ball. I just believe he's holding the ball too long, and maybe it's just rookie jitters. We don't know, but we'll just see what happens for us that. But for us the side, I couldn't take a side. It's a divisional game. I like my Texans, but they have to prove to me that they can win a game. So I'm not
Right.
going to bet them until they win. But I'm on my props. So I'm on the Texans field goal kicker over
Okay.
1.5 field goals. Fairburn. He's 8-2 in his last 10 to the over 1.5 field goals on the road. And versus Jacksonville last year, he hit 2 field goals in that game. So I'm going
Okay.
to take his field goals, and I'm looking at C.J. Stroud's pass attempts. He's averaging 45.5 pass attempts because we
Okay.
cannot run the ball. We only
That's a
average
ton.
63 rushing yards. So,
Yeah.
but the number's not out yet. So once that number come out, I will be on it. But I can't give out the number now. But I will be looking at his pass attempts. But for sure, Fairburn over 1.5 field goals for the Texans is my prop in this game.
I like it. I like, yeah. And even if some not out, LJ saying like, hey, when that shit come out, I'm hopping on it. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
did. But yeah, what I have written down is Jags team total over. If the offense is pissed off, I know that Ryan's is a defensive head coach and stuff, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? They this is a bounce back week for the offense, which means they trying to come out firing. You see what I'm saying? So I'd be looking at some Jags, maybe even possibly early team totals as well, like first quarter, first half. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what I lean. That's just how I look at the game. I'm not an NFL expert. I just let you know how I'm looking at it. That's the quotes. Offense pissed off. They only scored 9 points at the house, back-to-back home games. Some tells me that they try to get off in this one. You see what I'm saying? Let's head over here to the streets of New York in this one. We're going to the streets of going to the Meadowlands. We got the Jets getting 2.5 at the house versus the New England Patriots, laying 2.5 on the road. So this is actually the lowest total of the week right here. Jets versus Patriots. Total sitting at 36.5. LJ, how you looking at this game? You think the Jets and their defense can and oh boy, it's an ugly game, man. This shit might not get past 28 points. What you think happens there? Can the Patriots finally get them a dub, or
Yeah.
can the Jets come back home and Zach Wilson trying to work up some magic? I can't put my fucking money on Zach
Yeah,
Wilson.
I only can look at the Patriots, man. They're on the Jets. I think they've won like 12 straight. I'm not sure on the number.
14.
14 straight games. So I don't
Good.
see that changing with Zach Wilson behind the center.
Yeah.
Now, if Aaron Rodgers was there, it may be a different story.
Oh
But
yeah.
Zach Wilson, I don't think he's gonna do anything to hold off the Patriots. They're 0-2, so they're gonna be looking for a win as well. They're averaging 18.5 points, so I believe that they will get off the schneid. Bill Belichick will have a game plan to limit Zach Wilson and the rushing because that's all they can do is rush. But third down, they're only 1-10 on third down, so they only have one first down over third down in 10 tries. So the Jets are horrible, man. They're bottom in every statistical category far as I'm concerned. Now, the Patriots do give up 24 points allowed, but I don't think the Jets will be able to put up 24 points. So I'm on the Patriots. I haven't bet it yet, but I only can look them. And also, I only can look at Mac Jones pass attempts over because he's averaging 48 pass attempts a game. Number one in the NFL. So
LJ, I don't know which one of them more ass, Mac Jones or Zach Wilson. In my opinion, I don't like neither one. I don't want to I can't feel comfortable putting money on either one of them. The sharps are all over the Patriots in week one. The sharps all over the Patriots in week two as well. And both times they came out there with a dud. So I know they played Miami kind of close, but just real quick, LJ, what do you think about this? That Collins longest reception over 21.5. If CJ looking for him at deep throw, what you think about that?
Nico, yeah. I endorse that for sure because that's his
like
biggest
that?
target. So
Yeah.
I would endorse that
over
for
21.5. That seemed like that's kind of low.
Yeah, I would definitely endorse that.
Okay. That's hey for everybody watching, man. That's a good one right there. But yeah, this Jets game, I'm not an NFL's expert, man, but one thing I do know that I like to go against everybody in that shit. And it might not work out a few times, but it's gonna work out more times, more than I didn't bet this game. I don't give a damn about this game, but with the being B bomb 14 straight times, man. I don't know. I'm the type of guy that I like to buck this shit, man. So it could just be easy, just take them every single time. I'm the type of guy that is Jets or nothing. I have to go with the 14 times. Like they know that they've been beat 14 straight fucking times versus the Patriots. So their defense can still keep them in games, and the Patriots offense isn't nothing to be scared of. It's just they have a really good defense as well, and it's gonna be hard for me to see the Jets putting up points. Maybe we need to take their field goal kicker because you know what I'm saying. But two great defenses, two trash offenses. That's why the total looked like a preseason total at 36.5. So LJ on the Patriots. Person, if I had to bet it would be Jets or nothing. But I mean, good Lord, I don't want to put money on either one of those. But I'm not gonna be surprised if the Jets get it done there, LJ. Let's go over to the streets of Green Bay in this one, man. We're putting the cheese hats on. We're going to the streets of we got the Packers laying 1.5 here, LJ, at the house versus the New Orleans Saints getting a 1.5 on the road. Total sitting at 42.5. Saints they came out here, they 2-0. You see what I'm saying? Do you think that's a little bit fraudulent, or they play some cupcakes, or do you think that they the real deal and they possibly go 3-0? And obviously Packers coming off a tough loss. You think they can come back home and bounce back?
Yeah, I have to see the Saints versus some more elite competition. They played the Titans and Carolina. That's not really nothing to snooze at. Packers are a little step ahead of that, even though they do have Jordan Love at the quarterback. Their defense is pretty solid. They're averaging 31 points, which is second in NFL. They're averaging 21 points in the second half, which is number 1 in the NFL. So that shows me that they can adjust. They go into the halftime, they fix their mistakes, and they come out and they step on you in the second half. So I haven't picked a side in this game. I really couldn't come to one. I'm high on the Saints, because I feel Derek Carr has a chance to make a Super Bowl run with the defense that he has now. But I'm not going to bet this game. I'm just going to sit back and watch because Derek Carr still has to prove to me that he can't turn the ball over. They have 3 turnovers in 2 games, so he has to take care of the ball. They're only 3-8 in the red zone, so that shows me that they're kicking field goals, while the Packers are 6-9 in the red zone. So that means they're scoring touchdowns. So for that reason, I'm going to stay off the game and just watch just to see. I don't know the injury thing with the Packers as well. Aaron Jones.
It's looking a little better. Jones practice.
Okay.
Watson, he practiced yesterday, didn't practice today, but Aaron Jones did practice today. It's actually looking like they might have both of them in the game. See what I'm saying?
Well, if Aaron Jones is in, Packers for sure would be my lean, but I haven't bet it though.
I have Packers written down over here. You see what I'm saying? So I think Packers are the side. I don't know if I'm gonna bet. I don't even really feel too comfortable. I'm gonna just tell y'all something real quick, man. Like NFL, like I don't really like I be betting games like for real. I have to feel super confident on the game. Like this shit's gonna win for me to bet it. NFL doesn't really give me that vibe, man. So I just had to let y'all know that. But I do have Packers written down as a lean. I do feel like the Saints are like they come in 2-0, you know what I'm saying? But even Derek Carr said it himself. They hadn't been playing well, hadn't really been clicking on all cylinders. Got a few injuries. The Packers might be getting a little healthier here. See what I'm saying? They come back to the house. This is their first home game. I think this is a spot where the Packers can bounce back off that close loss to the Falcons there. I lean Packers -1.5. That's the only way that I could bet this game. I think the Saints end up 2-1. Both teams are come out 2-1 after this one. I'd lean towards Jordan Love and the guys getting it ready. But it'd be nice to have Watson out there, Dubs as well, Dobbs, however you say his name, but Aaron Jones especially there, LJ. Let's go over to the streets of Washington here in this one. Not the state, but the whatever you call that shit. Washington, D.C., man, the capital over there. It ain't really a state. It's like a you know what I'm
district.
Saying? Like, yeah, it's a district over there, man. How does the capital is a damn district, but whatever, man. Commanders getting 6.5 points at the house versus the Buffalo Bills. Total sitting at 43 in this one, LJ. How you looking at this one? The Sharps are all over the Bills in this one, but it hadn't went to 7. Do you agree with that?
I don't know, man. I think the Commanders can cover the spread. That's just a feeling that I have. I like Eric Bieniemy. He has that offense playing very well. He's added actually a touchdown to this offense because they was averaging around 18 to 19 points last year. They're averaging 27.5 points right now. So Eric Bieniemy has that offense clicking. Brian Robinson is good running the ball. So I've been looking at Washington, paying very close attention to them, man. They've been playing well.
Howell looking nice over there.
Yeah, he is. They looking very good, like I said. But credit to Eric Bieniemy, bro, the offensive coordinator. But the Bills going on the road, everybody knows about the Bills, man. Josh Allen, I really just feel he still does a lot too much. They depend on him a lot.
Smoke the Raiders.
Yeah, but that was the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? The Commanders have a much better defense because they have 20 quarterback hits and 10 sacks on the season in 2 games. So that means that they're going to be getting at Josh Allen. So he's going to have trouble standing in that pocket trying to make a play. But as far as the side, I don't have a lean. I don't have anything on it because I believe the Commanders can cover the 6.5. That's just my feeling about it, but I haven't bet it. I'm just going to wait till Sunday, see how I feel. I may step on it, but as for right now, I'll pass.
No, I'm with you on that. Like I say, the Sharps hop on the Bills. It opened at 5.5, went to 6.5, but it's got to be some money on Washington because it can't just be all the money coming on the Bills because it hadn't went to 7 yet. See what I'm saying? It's still holding at that 6.5. So I'm just letting you know they're on the Bills. I'd be surprised if the Bills didn't win this game, but this NFL, anything can happen. I mean, the Washington could be like the Seahawks last year, where they were supposed to be bad and then they end up making the playoffs or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Where they're not still over good, but they exceed expectations so much. I'll be honest, the fucking game versus the Broncos, this shit really just broke my spirit there. Their shit really had me just I don't even care. The Broncos were just absolutely dominating that game, defensively, offensively, domination. And then it's just like everything switched, man. It's like with the Broncos, they probably thought the game was over and stopped playing for real. And then, now the Commanders come back, smack your ass in the mouth. See what I'm saying? And then now you down by 8 and you need a Hail Mary plus the 2-point conversion and you lose the fucking game. See what I'm saying? It really just had me just like, fuck the NFL, but whatever, man. But maybe the Commanders are just that team this year where they're going to cover some spreads, surprise a bunch of people, take a bunch of people's money. It could be, but Bills are nothing for me there. Would try to like to throw them in a money line parlay, but it's just, oh man, this fucking NFL, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd like to put Bills in the money line parlay. I think they come out there with the win. Will they win by 7 or more? I lean that way, but I didn't bet it, LJ. Let's go to the streets of D-Town here. We got the Lions, laying 3 at the house versus the Falcons, getting 3 on the road. Total sitting at 46. Lions coming off that overtime loss to the Seahawks. Falcons 2-0. See what I'm saying? Coming off win versus the Panthers, the close win versus the Packers. LJ, what do you think happens here? The Sharps are all over the Falcons here. Bottom down from +5 to +3.
I'm not mad at the Sharps. Falcons been playing well, bro. They're running the ball, number 1 in the NFL. And like I said, if you can run the ball, that means you're keeping the other team's offense off the field. So if you can keep Detroit's limit Jared Goff to his attempts and his attempts to where he get on the field, Atlanta could come in here and win this game. Detroit disappointed me tremendously with that overtime loss against Seattle.
That's a fact.
We were all on Detroit.
Defense is ass, LJ.
Huh?
The defense is ass, bro.
Yeah, they give up 28.5 points. So, they can score, but they give up points. And Atlanta's only giving up 17 points. So they can come in here and give Detroit a fight, man. But picking a side, I haven't picked it. Detroit just left a bad taste in my mouth that I don't even want to touch their games anymore, to be honest with you. So this is a hard pass for me because I think Atlanta could come in here and cover this spread and possibly win the game. They've been playing good. I like B.J. Robinson. The defense is playing well too. 11 quarterback hits, so they get after the quarterback. So we'll see what happens. But I have no pick in this game.
I lean the Lions, man. You know what? I've noticed a pattern. I'll take a team and then they'll screw me over, and then the very next time that they play, then they'll cash. You know what I'm saying? It's almost one of those things to where you can't just go off the last thing and say, oh, this team sucks or they're trash. I'm never gonna I've heard people. I remember somebody told me that in WA, they said, never bet this game, never bet this team again. And I was just like, I'll bet them again. And in the very next game, they cash. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it's been lately. I feel like that's what's going to happen with the Lions. They're 0-1 at the house. So I'm saying everybody's on the Falcons here. And I know the Lions got injuries and all that type of stuff. I know the Falcons 2-0 and they can run the ball and they've been balling, but they do head on the road for the first time here. I feel like this is a game where the Lions get it done, bro. I don't know why. I just feel like, I guess that's the way NFL sometimes you just got to have that feel. And I know the Falcons got a ton of hype. And they've been balling. They've been running the ball really good. But I still feel like Goff can outplay Ritter over there, in my opinion. That's what I feel. I feel like this is the game where the Lions like, all right, come on. We had a letdown off the Chiefs win. Let's go out here and ball. We know we shouldn't have lost to the fucking Seahawks. I lean Lions here, -3. And actually, if I had a play this week, if I was like to have one top play, let me see. If I was to have one top play, it would be out of the Lions and then one more that we're going to talk about, the Sunday night game. But I heavily lean Lions -3. I really think that's the right side in this game, in all honesty. And you know what? Detroit teams are going to take care of it this year. I mean, watching the Pistons close. I know it's an NFL show, but I'm watching the Pistons closely. And these motherfuckers gonna make us some money this year. I'm telling you this shit. I'm finna buy a car from Detroit. I'm gonna go there and get the car from Detroit and drive that motherfucker. And I'm telling you, and I'm gonna go and bet Pistons in that car, and this shit gonna cash heavily. And the Lions gonna cash this week as well, LJ. Well, let's go
get it.
That's the next game. Let's go over to the streets of Baltimore in this one. Ravens laying 8 at the house versus the Colts. LJ total sitting at 44. Ravens balling so far this year. 2-0 start going up against the Colts. Anthony Richardson, is he gonna play? Concussion protocol? What's going on here?
I don't know. If Anthony Richardson plays, they'll be in this game. Because I like how I saw him last week before he went out with the concussion, had 2 rushing touchdowns in the first 2 plays that he played. So he can get after. He's fast too, man. He's a big body that can go like 4.2, 4.3, 40. So Ravens gonna have to keep up with that guy if he plays. Now, if Mitchell's in the game, I think the Ravens can handle business, man. I'm leaning Ravens just because of how well they've been playing. They also run the ball very well, 144 yards a game on the run. 32 time of possession. That means they're holding the ball, keeping the other offense off the field. Red zone 6 and 9, so that means they're scoring touchdowns. Only 16 points allowed on defense, 15 quarterback hits, 6 sacks. So Ravens been playing very well, man. And I think Lamar Jackson has a lot to prove. You know, he was a lot of talk in the offseason about his contract and things like that. So he's the kind of guy that's going to want to prove the haters wrong. And I believe he's on a mission to do that. Now, -8 at home is a tough thing for me because the Ravens usually cover on the road. Now, at home, they don't usually cover that spread. They'll win it, but it's usually maybe by a field goal, something like that. That 8 is really, really pausing me to take that spread. But if I had to make a play, I'm leaning Ravens, but I haven't took it yet. But I'm also looking at Zay Flowers, anytime touchdown. He's had 15 targets in 2 games. He's had 13 receptions. So he hasn't had a touchdown yet. I believe he's due for a touchdown. Because Lamar Jackson be looking for him. So that's a prop I'm looking at. But as a side, I haven't took it yet, but I lean Ravens.
Okay. You lean Ravens or you lean Colts?
I lean Ravens. I just haven't bet it. I lean Ravens, though.
All right. You was on them last week. That was a nice call. I thought you were kind of alluding to that you leaned to the Colts here plus the 8, especially. But he didn't like say it's Thursday and he was still held out of practice like with concussion. So I don't know what's up with that. I know usually when players don't, now he can still play, but when the teams don't, when the guys don't practice on Thursday, it's a really bad sign for them playing in the game because coaches would like to see them get that practice in before the game. So, but he is their starting quarterback, their franchise player. We'll see. I actually don't have anything on this game, so I'm not even finna waste your time. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that like when some fishy shit going on and somebody's out, you probably want to take that team. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time. Let's go over here to the street. There's another one. Let's go over here to the streets of Seattle here. LJ Seahawks laying 6.5 at the house versus the Panthers on the road, getting 6.5 on the road. Total sitting at 42. Looks like he's Bryce Young's gonna be out for this one here, bro. They saying Andy Dalton's gonna start this game. Journeyman Andy Dalton. Line didn't move that much. LJ, what's going on? It was at 6. It only went to 6.5. Are the Seahawks, should they deserve to be laying 6.5 here? What are we doing here?
Possibly, because Carolina's ass. They're the bottom in the league in points, 13 points a game, man. Like, and Seattle's scoring 25. So I don't see Carolina coming in here and showing anything different, man. They only average 260 total yards, bottom 5 in first downs. Passing yards, bottom 133, and they don't even have a quarterback. So it's too many moving parts for Carolina for me to even look their way. Seattle coming back home off a huge win like we just talked about versus Detroit. So they're on their high horse right now. So they should be able to take care of business, man. All the numbers say Seattle, 5-7 in the red zone, but they give up points, man. They give up 30 points a game, only scoring 25. And I usually don't take a team if you're giving them more points than you score. But it's Carolina, and they can't score. So the only way I can look is Seattle minus the 6.5. I haven't bet it, but I'm leaning Seattle minus the 6.5. But also I'm looking at a prop as well on the other side with Carolina. The fact that their quarterback is out, I think they're going to try to heavily depend on the run. They're averaging 127 yards on the ground. So I'm taking Miles Sanders, anytime touchdown. And I'm looking at his attempts as well because he's averaging 16 rushing attempts per game. He should get a heavy load, take some pressure off the quarterback, try to keep that defense on the field for Seattle to wear them down, keep Geno Smith off the field. But as far as the side, I'm going to lean Seattle minus the 6.5.
I think Panthers right side, LJ. You know why? I didn't like what I was seeing from Bryce Young. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. We know he's a rookie. We know that he might not be quite ready yet. Sometimes they just throw these guys into the fire. He hadn't looked like an NFL quarterback, in my opinion. So why am I high on Andy Dalton? Hell no. But at least he's played quarterback in the league before. And maybe for one game, he can try to turn back the clock. Remember, if he has a good game, then that might even earn him a contract on the team next year. You see what I'm saying? So this is his chance to show the world. I just feel like, first off, got announced out and only move up a half point. That's fishy. And also them I just still feel like the Panthers may be one of the worst teams in the NFL, but I wouldn't feel comfortable laying 6.5 with the Seahawks in their defense. And DK Metcalf banged up. He didn't practice again today as well. So if he doesn't play, that's even less targets for Geno Smith. I still feel like the Panthers defense isn't horrible. Like, you getting the points with the better defense here, going against everybody with all the quarterbacks out, number one picks out. So I'm saying they didn't play a horrible game versus the Saints there at the house on Monday night. So I just like with the NFL conspiracy shit, quarterback out. I feel like Carolina, especially not having too horrible of a backup quarterback. I mean, Andy Dalton's not good, but for one game, he might be able to turn back the clock. I think Carolina is the right side, plus the 6.5, and they could possibly lose the game by 3 points. But I ain't laying the points with Seattle's defense. I'm sorry, defense is ass. The defense is hot ass, in my opinion, man. I think the Panthers. We'll see. I didn't even have it written down, LJ, but something came to my head earlier when I saw that the quarterback was ruled out, and me seeing it now that the line had moved a lot. It's still 6s out there. Super fishy, bro. Right? They should have. Why didn't it move up? They saying Bryce Young, their starting cornerback for the Panthers, ain't worth nothing.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You're right. It could be fishy, but I'm just looking at the better team, and Seattle's the better team, bro. But I agree with you on their defense. Their defense does give up points, but can Carolina take advantage of that? That's the question.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. I think Panthers. Plus, I think this is the week where I might be seeing some shit, right, man. We'll see. Because first 2 weeks, it's like, man, I don't fucking know. But Panthers plus 6.5. Let's see what happens, man. See what happens. Let's go over to the streets of Arizona. Oh boy, ugly ass game. Cardinals getting 12.5 at the house versus the Dallas Cowboys, laying 12.5 on the road. This is why I don't like football, LJ. Just going a quick rant. Motherfucker, tell his ACL in practice, bro. It's just practice. And Diggs tore his ACL out for the season. It wasn't even a game. Yeah. That's football for you, man. That's football. But whatever. Total sitting at 43, LJ. Cardinals, I mean, actually was surprising some people. Shit, they got up 28-0 on the Giants. What do you think happens in this game? Do the Cowboys overlook them? I know some professionals that say, in theory, this should be a spot that you want to fade the double-digit favorite coming off 2 blowout wins. In theory, in theory, there's some long term that you'd make money with. But we're talking about this game. Do the Cardinals have enough to stay within double digits?
They could. I mean, 12.5 is a lot of points. I don't care what kind of team you are in the NFL. You could be ass. 12 points is a lot of points. So I'm not taking that Cowboys spread for the most part. But they should win the game easily, in my opinion. All the numbers are pointing to them. Arizona does not have advantage in any statistical category versus Dallas. But like I said, 12.5 points, bro, that's big. Like, Dallas could be up trying to, playing defense, preventing Arizona to come back and do a backdoor cover and cover that spread. Dallas still comes out with the win. They'll be happy, but I'm not taking no 12.5 spread. Not at all.
The sharp zone Cardinals, I ain't saying it's the right side. I'll just let you know. That's a spot they would take 100 times out of 100 and leave with the results. I'm not betting. Are the Cowboys way better than them? You damn right. But I don't fuck with those type of games, man.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing it. But let's go over to the streets of Kansas City here, man. I like the pace we're going. We only got 2 more games too, LJ. And if you like, we can even throw in one of the Monday night where it's 2 Monday night football. There's one that I kind of like a side on. But let's talk about this one. Chiefs land. We're going to streets of Kansas City. Chiefs land 12.5 at the house versus Chicago Bears, getting 12.5 on the road. Total sitting at 48. The Bears have been playing like absolute ass. They got shit going on outside of football as well, all type of stuff. What do you think happens here, LJ? I mean, can the Bears can they stay within 21 points in this game?
I don't know, man, to be honest with you. The Chiefs, number one, do not cover at home for some reason. They can cover on the road, but they don't cover at home. And 12.5 is a lot of points. So,
man, that's crazy.
I can't look at that. And not to mention, the Chiefs and the Bears are both averaging 18.5 points. So there's no much more of a difference in the point spread. So I don't know, man. I like Chiefs. I like Mahomes. He's my guy. But I can't take a 12.5 spread at home. Now, if they're on the road, it'll be totally different. I'm all on it. But at home, Chiefs, they kind of play down to their competition. It showed against Detroit the first game of the season. So, but they're only giving up 15.5 points a game, but they played Jacksonville and Detroit. So Bears, they played the Packers and who else? The Falcons, I believe they just played. I don't know who the Bears played the first game, but
The Bears are ass.
Yeah,
The
they're
Bears
ass
played
is
the
what I'm saying.
Packers. They played the Packers. They played the Packers and they played the Bucks.
The Bucks. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, Bears are ass. Like you said, it's a lot going on. I don't know how true it is. The defensive coordinator, FBI, he's under
Yeah.
investigation. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's too many
They raided his
distractions going on.
house. They raided just to some info for you guys. The media done really. They don't like to put out when it's like some real truth about something or like something really
Yeah.
happening. They don't like to tell the truth about that type shit. They actually like to put out lies and shit of or tell stories about all a bunch of bullshit. But when something real happened, they try to hide shit up and put. But whatever. Regardless, they raided his house and they raided all the Bears team facility as well. Took all the computers and all that shit and had to see all the info. So that's the real true info
Wow.
from close sources that actually work for that motherfucker. So, but
Yeah.
regard, I mean, and it's some bad shit. Like he's
Yeah,
never probably gonna
that's too
he's never
much for
gonna
them to
coach
try
in
to
the
be
NFL
focused on
game.
trying to win a game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, it is. I I can't fucking bet this shit, LJ, and I'm sorry for people, kids watching. I think the Bears going to cover this game mainly for the Chiefs. Like you said it, Mahomes, they don't cover at the house. They don't cover
yeah.
these type of games. When it's a game where all the money's on them and it's supposed to be easy for the Chiefs, they never cover this shit. I figured Mahomes out. Like you say you love him, he's your boy. Yeah, he's the NFL's boy as well. I've noticed things with Mahomes. That's all I'll say. In these type of games, when I saw the spread, now this was before this info came out, LJ. But when I saw this spread, I said the Bears gonna cover their game, but they're gonna probably lose the game by 7 or 10 points. They'll keep it close. They'll leave it all out there on the field. They're gonna come to play for the Super Bowl champs. They're not gonna win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen crazier shit, man. I've seen crazier shit. But if I was to bet this game, it's Bears or none. Can I put my hard-earned money on them? Let me get close to the mic. Hell no. Oh my god! But I think the Bears cover this game. I think we're gonna see some crazy shit in the NFL this week. I think this is one of them. Chiefs win by 10 at the max. It's just in my opinion. I don't even have the balls to bet it, so you don't have to listen to me. But I think Chiefs win by 10 at the max. These are one of those type of Mahomes games where he wins, everybody gets what they want. You know what I'm saying? The sports books clean up everything, and the Chiefs still get to win, but not by 13, in my opinion. I think
I agree.
And what gives Andy Reid's fit sometimes a mobile quarterback as well. You see what I'm saying? So I heavily lean Bears plus 12.5. All right, they got Justin Fields got to get out to fucking NFL. All right, but I don't even want to hate on him because maybe he's just a position that the team that he on. But let's go Sunday night game, LJ. Going to Las Vegas here, man. Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Raiders land 2.5 at the house versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. To get 2.5 at the house on the road. Total sitting at 43. El Jizzle. Steelers coming off a big win, man. It wasn't because of the offense though, LJ. I think the Raiders get it done. I think they win the game by double digits. LJ, what do you think happens in this game? Well, you like Steelo? You like them Steelo?
I don't like none of these teams because both of them ass. Both of them. I see red all on my paper right here, bro. They're all bottom in every statistical category you can name. So I don't even want to watch this game, bro. Like I have no interest in this game whatsoever, Jay.
I don't know. I kind of do, bro. Like when I told you two of my stronger, so I got 3 strong fields on the NFL this week. See what I'm saying? And they don't mean shit because I ain't it ain't like 3 strong fields in the NBA. I'll tell you that. But first one is Lions, second one is Raiders, and the third one is the Monday night game. And unfortunately, it's let me see. Unfortunately, there's 3 favorites, but it's 3 short favorites, and they all basically a field goal. But I think the Raiders get this one done. I don't like that it's the last game. It's the Sunday night game. You know what I'm saying? The favorites be covering prime time, but I just feel like this. It's this simple. Raiders come off a horrible game. You see what I'm saying? And the Steelers coming off a high here. And I don't think the Steelers are the Steelers of the old. Like this might be Tomlin's first season not going 500, but it really could. I'm seeing them saying that they hiring people, getting people off the practice squad because they thinking about the future years and shit like that. Like as far as like the salary cap and stuff like that. I don't like that. I don't like seeing stuff like that. And then I'm seeing Pickett he's not really looking well. If it's not really throwing something to Pickens over there, I ain't really liking what I'm seeing from Pickett over there, bro. I know the Browns got a good defense, but I didn't like what I was seeing from him as far as making decisions as the quarterback. I know the Raiders defense isn't the greatest, but I also feel like their offense is going to get it done here. Devontae Adams, absolutely unstoppable. No one's going to stop. You better put 3 guys on him if you want to stop Adams. And he still might mouse all 3 of y'all ass. Looks like they got Myers back in practice. He's on the other side. So I feel like this is a Raider spot, a bounce back type of spot after playing a horrible game. Bills didn't let them do shit, LJ. Bounce back spot for Raiders. It's the only way I could look. And let down spot for Steelers.
Hey, I'm what you got. I can't bet it though. It's just too much red on my paper for me to try to bet this game. But we missed one game. You missed the Broncos and Miami game.
Damn, maybe I missed that one on purpose. I probably did. Bro, them Broncos pissed me off, bro. I probably nonchalantly, I don't know if that's a word. I probably did that shit on purpose, bro. But let's talk about it. The Sharps are all over the Broncos, LJ. Fuck that team, man. Fuck that team. All right, go ahead, LJ.
I'm with Miami. Minus the 6.5 full game, bro. Miami's playing good ball right now, and the defense has been playing well as well. 7 sacks, 13 quarterback hits in 2 games, averaging 30 points. And if you want to take Miami in the first half, I'm not mad at that as well, minus the 3.5, because they're averaging 18.5 points in the first half. Broncos are trash, like you just said. Now, they may stay close in the first half. They may stay close. But the second half, I think Miami will take care of business and blow them out. So I'm on the 6.5 for sure. And I'm also on Tua, over 1.5 touchdowns, minus 145. It's juice, but it's juice for a reason, because he has 4 touchdowns in 2 games, which is 2 each game. So he's definitely going to cash that. Plus, the Broncos defense has allowed a touchdown to the opposing quarterback 8 out of the last 11 games. 2 touchdowns, 8 out of the last 11 games the Broncos have allowed. So Tua will cash his 2 touchdowns. Miami, minus the 6.5. Best bet of the week, Jay.
Okay. All right. I ain't going against you. Like, I'll tell you this. The Sharps are all over the Broncos. If there's one play that they're really heavily on, let me see. So it's the Broncos and it's one more. Honestly, I can't really see it right now, but it's the Broncos and one more game that they're on the heaviest game. Like I'm talking about, they're on the Broncos, and it not to go against you, LJ, but it could be to where, like I said, the Broncos just fucked me off. It could be to where I'm so scared of them, but I probably need to go back to them. I can't do it. I hope the Dolphins win by 30. You see what I'm saying? But the Sharps, this is probably one of the main ones that the Sharps are on this week. That's the Broncos plus the 6.5. I can't do it. I understand it. I think this is actually a nice little sandwich spot, LJ. I know when it get to the year, this is spots that I'd like to look at. Dolphins coming off 2 tough road spots, but it's not even it. Divisional sandwich spot. You just come off a game versus the Patriots. Now you play the sorry ass Broncos, and then you play the Bills on deck, which we know the division games hold a lot more weight in the NFL. It's just a horrible spot to be laying 6.5 with the home favorite here, no matter what the names of the teams are. So I understand why the Sharps on the Broncos. I'm not taking a shit. I hope you cash, LJ, but I'm just like it's really for the people. I don't know what they want about them or like about them. They're all over that shit plus the 6.5, guys. So that's just what I'm letting you know now, when LJ. Real quick, I just want to talk about one of the Monday Night Football games. Because we finna get out of here. LJ. But I just want to talk about the Monday Night Football game. I'm looking at the Bengals. I think this is a real good spot for them. Back 0-2. This is the season right here. It's that simple. I mean, these are the type of spots, and like this could be a trifecta spot for the Bengals here. The 0-2, absolute must-win spot at the house, whether they have Burrow or not. I even said this on Instagram today. I actually kind of want Burrow out. That way, everybody take the Rams. They flip to the favorite, Rams -1. On a Monday standalone type of game, everybody on one side, I think the Bengals would get the job done. So I actually want Burrow to be out in that one because he hadn't completed a pass over 15 yards anyways. That's why I say sometimes, LJ, a guy being out, if he's been asked, it's actually good. Mm-hmm. It's actually good. So that's all I was saying about Bryce Young. It might be good that he's out because he hadn't been looking that well. You know what I'm saying? So if Burrow is out, I still feel like they have enough to get it done over the Rams in an absolute must-win spot. could be a trifecta, a double trifecta spot for the Bengals. Team totals, first quarter, first half, full game, and full the spreads, first quarter, first half, full game. Kitchen sink type of game. This is your season here. You might as well start tanking if you lose this one, damn near. You see what I'm saying? So absolute must win spot for the Bengals. I think they get it done, regardless who's at quarterback. LJ, break them down with your plays, our brother. And I mean, what you think about the game that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can see a desperation spot for the Bengals. The Rams, they played a good game versus the 49ers. Shout out to Sean McVay for covering the spread, kicking the field goal. So,
Fixaroo,
Yeah, Fixaroo. So I can see them coming to the Bengals having a letdown, on the road. And the Bengals' desperation spot, like you just said, this is their season, like you said. If they don't win this game, they might as well sit Burrow.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
So, yeah, I agree
with I hope they sit them. I hope they sit them this game. I want it to go to Rams -1, -1.5. I'm not lie. I will slam the Bengals then, bro. I'm talking about I'm going to go if they turn into the dog, I'm going heavy on the Bengals. They're winning that fucking game no matter what. I just want to see if he is ruled out. That way I can get the plus money. But I'm not gonna lie. It sounds crazy as hell. I want Burrow to be out. That's what I want.
Hey, I figured, bro. I can see it. Like I said, desperation teams are dangerous. So
okay, look hurt any fucking way.
Yeah, you're right. He is. So they can't make the situation worse than what it is. So
that's a fact.
I agree. But my officials, man, Miami -6.5 full game over the Broncos. I'm on the Chargers and Vikings over 54.5. And I'm on Kirk Cousins over 288 passing yards, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Are my officials right now, Jake? I'm leaning Seattle, but I haven't got to the window yet. You kind of talking me off of it, to be honest with you. So I don't know.
What, Seattle? Yeah, don't let me talk you off. Go with you. But I feel like this the week, bro, where these contrarian shit's finna come through, man.
Yeah,
but you do what you do. Let them know the props and everything.
But I haven't betted.
Some people only watch this segment, LJ. So let them know everything that you was leaning, everything that you was gonna bet when it might come out. Everything. The floor is yours, my brother.
Okay, for sure. Well, first off, we're gonna start off with the Texans. I'm taking my field goal kicker over 1.5 field goals. Fairburn is his name. I'm looking at CJ Stroud over pass attempts as well. He's averaging 45.5. So whatever that number is, if it's around 44, 45.5, I'm going to jump on his pass attempts as well. Ravens, I'm on Zay Flowers anytime touchdown. He's had the most target in 2 games. He hasn't had a touchdown, but Lamar Jackson will be looking for him versus the Colts. I believe he will eventually cash that touchdown. Browns and Titans. I have the Titans field goal kicker over 1.5 field goals. He's had 2 field goals in both games this year. And I feel that's the only way you can score versus the Browns is kicking field goals because they do not give up touchdowns. And of course, I just mentioned Miami -6.5 full game. Patriots and Jets, I stayed off. Don't have anything there. Bills and Commanders don't have anything. Detroit, Atlanta don't have anything. Packers and Saints. I'm leaning towards the Packers, but I want to see the injury report to see if Aaron Jones is playing. If Aaron Jones is in the game, I'm going to be on the Packers because he's the dual threat. He can the safety net for Jordan Love. So Packers lean if Aaron Jones is in the game. Carolina, Seattle, leaning Seattle, but I might not get there considering all what you said about Andy Dalton coming in. He is an experienced quarterback. He's played. And Seattle's defense is trash. So I can tend to agree with you there. Dallas and Arizona stayed off, too big of a spread. Chiefs and Bears stayed off, too big of a spread. And the Steelers and Raiders, I have nothing because both of those teams are trash. Those are my favorites.
Shout out to my guy, Smoke Man Joe, in the chat, and I appreciate everybody for tuning into the show and watching the show and commenting on it. He's crazy because he just peeled back a whole nother layer to the Bengals game. The fact that they lost to the Super Bowl and the Rams as well, bro. This shit is just these spots don't really come around too often. And I love the Bengals. I like them no matter the quarterback. So I will wait before the game. And I'm doing a Monday night show as well. Bengals official play. I'm taking Bengals to win. So you could take the money line now, or you can see what's up with Burrow or -3, or you can wait to see what's up with Burrow. I always going to get a much better line. The Bengals are winning on Monday versus the Rams, in my opinion, regardless of the quarterback. I think that's my top play of the week. The Cincinnati Bengals, you dig what I'm saying? But top leans, man, that's what I have written down. It's not official plays. The Chargers, the Bills, the Packers, Lions, Broncos, and Raiders, and Jags team total over and Panthers as well. But the top three leans that I have, top three confidence I have are Lions, Raiders, and the Bengals. Bengals are my one. I'm on that shit for sure. Burrow in, nice. If he's out, I'll wait. I'll wait until the last second and fade the whole world. The Bengals are winning. Absolute desperation spot. I think they're going to cover the trifecta spot. I like the Bengals. Super Bowl revenge. I mean, my guy he really just had me thinking a whole different level. I've been thinking about this game all day, but I forgot that they lost to the Super Bowl. Damn. Ultimate revenge spot, must win, kitchen sink. LJ, I will have on orange on Monday. You better fucking believe that, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning into the show. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. If you're just watching this segment of the picks, also go and check out this show is chopped up based off the games as well. So if there's different little nuggets that we gave out on every single game, so I'm saying the props that LJ's talking about that we might have forgot to mention at the end, just a lot of little game in there. So go back and check it out game by game. It's chopped up by whatever game you like, man. We appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, leave some comments, follow us on Twitter as well at JMoneyIsMoney, at LJ Sports Media. It's us against the bookies. Let's get some cash. We will win. Let's take these bookies to Smack City. We out of here, my guys. Y'all have a good night, good weekend. Let's get this cash, baby. Let's go.
Let's cash.